and she said, well, I'm a picture. I said, what's that got to do with anything? You just hit it.
All right, so today's group gonna be really unique, in a sense. Like it's gonna be like last time when I led. I can't remember what I did, but I did kind of like a podcast format. So today's gonna be kind of the same way. So just get you guys talking and everything. So I'm pretty sure y'all got my text and read it. It wasn't that long this time around. And talking about ideas. So like, I don't know if you guys ever do a word of the year every year.
Word of the year?
Yeah. Do you ever do a word of the year? You pick a word, and that's going to be your word of the year. You're going to try to implement it and do it. Yes.
I can pick one. I've heard people do that before, but I've never been able to pick one.
Oh, okay. Well, last year my word was action because I've always been the type of person, like, I talk about what I'm going to do, but I don't never do it. And I wish, things could happen, but I don't ever take the steps to make it happen. So last year with my word of the year being action, that really changed my life. So this year, I really don't have a word of the year. It's more like just a phrase. What you say?
Action too.
Yeah, it's action. Yeah, too. Yeah, precisely. That's exactly what it is. It's turning my dreams into a reality. Turning my ideas into reality. Like all of us have ideas that's run through our heads rapidly. Like your ideas are powerful. Like I was going to ask you guys. One of the questions I was going to ask you guys is, what do you think about ideas? Like, do ideas matter? Like, and when you really think about it, ideas start everything. Like nothing that exists on this earth right now, nothing that you do that you like doing, nothing, you know what I'm trying to say? Like everything started off as an idea.
Right.
Everything. Like when you really think about it. So like God has placed ideas in your head and on your mind. And so what are you doing with the ideas in your head? So that's what the lesson's going at. So like I saw a post. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's a video I posted. And it's some motivational speaker. I don't know who was talking, but he basically said, like, just picture yourself being on your deathbed. And you're on your deathbed and you got stuff surrounding you. And these are ideas. They're all surrounding your deathbed. And it's ideas that God gave you. It could be a dream. It could be, some of your gifts and talents. It could be, just a book you should have wrote or something like that. And all these guys are around your bed and they're mad at you because you didn't bring them into life. So your ideas are about to die with you. So that's what the motivational speaker was talking about. So like the whole point is like ideas are in your head for a reason. And it's a quote that I saw this about a month ago, but it really registered with me when I saw this video. So the quote is this: "The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is here that you will find all the hopes and the reams the dreams that never been fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the inventions that were never shared, the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was too afraid to take the first step, keep the problem, or determined to carry out their dream." So like that's where this lesson is coming from. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So first question I was going to ask you guys is, what would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? Or do you think you're currently doing it right now? And I know for me, like, I would be more risky. Like, I'm already a risk taker now. That's my problem. Like, that's why I have to be careful with pyramid schemes and stuff like that. Like people that try to sell me stuff.
You're the ideal guy.
Yeah. I just go gun ho and just.
You're on the A list.
Right.
Call Sean. I got something new.
Right. So. Yeah. And then another question I was going to ask you guys is, if you had 6 months to live, what would you do differently with your life? So, yeah, so that's where I'm coming at with the lesson because, like, I'm going to just keep on going. You guys can answer those questions anytime you want. But, like, everybody has ideas. Like, where do ideas come from, And before we go anywhere, let's go ahead and go here. What are some ideas that you guys have? Like, what's a dream that's on your mind all the time? And it's never going to go away. Because the thing is, like with ideas, like if you wait too long, and this is what I'm figuring out. Like I'm happy I did the lesson today, because honestly I was going to cancel group. So I'm glad I didn't, because it turned out really good. But like I was going to cancel because I just got so much stuff going on and so much stuff I need to work on. But I'm glad I didn't cancel it because like this group was an idea that I had, and if I didn't go ahead and do the idea now and just get group out the way and just do it, then I probably would have never done it at all. Like, so that's a prime example. Like, what are you doing with the ideas that's in your head? Like, what are some ideas that you have? And what are you doing with it? Because, like, the longer you wait to do an idea, it depends what the idea is. Like, the idea could be a dream. It could be your gifts and abilities and talents and stuff like that. But some ideas are just stuff utilizing your talents and your gifts and abilities. And so when you don't do it, there's a great chance that you'll never do it. So sometimes later becomes never, So, like, and the longer you wait, the longer you have other ideas stack up on top of other ones. So you might as well just do it now. So I'm happy I did group today. Like, but it's still the beginning of the lesson. But anyways, what are some ideas that you guys have? I'll let you guys talk.
Just relate to that question about if you could do something and not fail at. I kind of think of like missionaries in like North Korea or those dangerous places in Africa.
Okay.
Like it's crazy to hear like some of the people who escaped like North Korea. It's like terrifying like what they have to go through. So I feel like going as a missionary there would be like something awesome to do if you knew that you wouldn't get imprisoned or killed or something or fail like that.
Right. Okay. All right. Who else? What are some ideas you guys have? What's a dream that God put on your heart that you need to do right now? That you can do right now?
My current ideas are for work.
Okay.
Because I'm in a new position for a totally different career than what I was before. And trying to change this youth program around.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's what my ideas are for. Like, specifically, how do I do this confidently? Because I'm a center director for a youth program. Now, transitioning from working with elders, so it's still kind of similar, but it's not. I'm still new to it, and I don't have the experience, so I'm still kind of finding my way. So I guess it's a good thing since I haven't yet, been through it. So I don't know. I got a lot of ideas, but I don't know. Like it's hard to decide which ideas to use, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you guys, you probably got a lot of ideas, like so many. But it's like if you never take the initiative to act on any of them, how will you know? It goes back to that analogy I gave, man. Like, do you want to be on your deathbed and you had so much potential? Like, it goes back to that same quote, like, the graveyard's filled with so many songs that weren't sung. The graveyard's filled with so many books that weren't written. The graveyard's filled with so many cures that got, there probably was a cure to cancer. Who knows? Like, but when you don't, and so I'm just going to read the parable. Like, y'all know the parable with the talents? When the master gave the 5 talents, the 3 talents, and the 2 talents. So that's where I was coming at with this lesson. Like, this parable reminds me of ideas, like talents, abilities, like gifts. Like, God created everybody differently. Like, more than likely, all of us don't have the same ideas. We all have different goals and different ambitions. And so, like, God placed these ideas inside of you specifically. So, like, with certain people, like if Martin Luther King, if he would never spoke up and said, I had a dream, this was his idea. He had an idea to see the whole world, no matter what the race and color, all interact and unite and just accomplish wonders together and collaborate. So if he would have just let that idea just stay an idea. See, an idea means nothing if you just let it stay there. It has no, it literally, it's meaningless, I can't figure out a great analogy, like the equivalent of that. But an idea is just an idea. So if you do nothing with the idea, what's the point of the idea? Because it'll eventually die out. And then some ideas die out with people. Like if Martin Luther King would never say anything about his idea, what would have happened with the world? If he would never spoke up and acted on his idea. So like God's placed an idea inside of all of us. And so like, what are you doing with your idea right now? So like, this is the season I'm in right now. Like, your idea, it could be a gift to the world. It makes you unique and special. And it's specifically been given to you by God. So like, if you don't utilize this idea, how many people are going to suffer from it? So it depends on what your idea is. So like for me, my idea, like I'm tired of just this society is just ridiculous, man. Like, we're so used to murder and people dying. Like, it's just become the norm. So, like, when cops kill another person, it's just, you get no reaction from it no more. Like, especially if it's a black person. Like, who was the person who got shot? The girl. The cop came into her house and shot her.
Man got shot.
Like, that should make people furious. Like, not only that, there needs to be a change that happens. So, like, and that's just one example. Why does racism still exist? Like, there's so many great examples. So, like, the ideas that's in my head is, like, this needs to be, it's more than just, there's more that needs to be done than just talk about it and just react to it and just, have riots and stuff. You know how people are. It has to be a change in the system. Because we have to do something about the system. Because who are the people controlling the system? Who are the people over the system? So we need to combat them and come at them. And how do you do that? Well, money is the key to everything. So, like, if we boycott the NFL too, like, why doesn't Colin Kaepernick why doesn't he have a job? Like, that's messed up. He's better than most of the quarterbacks in the league. So, like, how do we make the NFL owners suffer? Not going to games, boycotting games, where they have to pay people to come watch the game, So, like, yeah, so, I mean, but so another idea I had is just 2 books that I'm about to write. I haven't started writing it yet, but I'm about to just start writing it instead of talking about it. One book is Begging for Love, so that's talking about my past relationship. I learned a lot about self-love and just appreciating myself and valuing myself in that relationship. Yeah, Begging for Love is self-explanatory with the title. And the second book is Your Life Is Not Your Own. So that's just talking about how, you were bought with a price, your life's not your own. You have a higher calling than what you think you have. And, you were created on this earth to be used by God. And when you don't know why you're created, your life's not your own. Like, you're not going to ever reach that full potential, So you're always going to be missing out on something. So, yeah, you guys get it, so.
I found it interesting that you were saying that you had an idea for 2 books and you just need to write it instead of talking about it.
Right.
I think that's like one of the questions you had in the text was like, do ideas matter? I think they matter, but like we can definitely be in a culture where it's like have you heard the term navel gazing? It's just like thinking about stuff all the time, just like idly sitting down, laying back, just looking off in the distance. That's like navel gazing. But it's like if you don't actually do anything with the ideas, like then it's not really important. Like
right.
I find it funny that Bruce Lee actually majored in like philosophy, which is like a major you can't do anything with. But he was saying like you have to physicalize stuff. Like you can't just like have ideas or have philosophies without putting them into action.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of times, especially with like in a culture where it's like so easy to get information all the time and people can just like read up on ideas or opinions and stuff. Like we don't actually put them into practice to see if they would work or if they apply or if like this book would be a good idea. Like there's a verse I like. Now the Berean Jews were noble character than the Thessalonians. They studied the law every day to see if what Paul said was true. It's like they put it into practice to see if like these ideas were good or if these morals were good. It's like nowadays we just like talk about all the things about what's good and what's bad, but we don't see if they actually apply with like real people and stuff sometimes.
All right. All right, and then I was going to ask you guys, what is it that you need to do to give your life real meaning? Because, like, the thing about ideas, let's say you do implement every single idea that's in your head and that God puts on your heart. You know how different your life will look? And then on top of that, ideas, like, if you do nothing with the idea, it dies with you. But if you do something with the idea and you act on it and you implement whatever God told you to implement, like, your idea lives on past you. So that's why I love Walt Disney, man. Disney Channel, his name, Walt Disney, still is always going to ring on forever. You got Disney Channel, you got Disney production that's over Star Wars now and everything. And Avengers, right? Yeah, they took over Avengers and everything. So, like, his name will always live on. Then, like, I think about, like, the Wright brothers. Like, some people ideas, they're so, like, outside the box. Like, so out of the ordinary. Like, I don't want racism to exist. That's one of my ideas. I don't know how I'm going to go about doing it. But, like, you know, like, I don't want it to exist. So, like, I just think about the Wright brothers, like, with their idea of flying. You know how many people, they went through a lot, man. Like, people, they don't want to invent the airplane. So, people said, men flying, and you're going to use metal to fly. Like, people laughed at them, mocked them, talked about them, said it was impossible. And they still did it. So, like, some ideas, like, if it's like that goes back to me and Maya, we were at Life Church on Sunday, and the pastor talked about dreams. And so some dreams are God-given, some dreams are vain dreams. Well, no, some people have stagnant dreams. Like, basically the sermon was keep on dreaming, keep on believing. Like, don't stop. Because some people, their dream is stagnant. So there's 5 types of people. One person, their dream's stagnant. They don't have a dream at all no more. Or their dream just died out. Some dreams are not God-given. So, like, you know, it's just your own dream, like pipe dreams. Don't mean anything. It has no sustenance, and it's just for yourself. Like, the other dreams are God-given. Then, I can't remember the other ones, but, yeah, there's different type of dreams. So, like, ideas, like, it goes in the same boat because, like, some ideas were given you by God, and it's only a God-ordained thing that can happen. So only God can help you to do it. And you know it's from God if it's impossible. So, like, that's what I was trying to go out with the lesson today. So, like, some people in here, too, I know, because, like, this is a society we live in. Because if everybody implemented their ideas and implemented what God told them to do, like, this world would be totally different. So, like, one of the questions I was going to ask you guys is, what dream have you been putting off pursuing? Like, what idea have you keep on putting off? Because some ideas are always going to be constantly on your mind. It's never going to go away. But, you know, other ideas, like, it'll get stacked on top of other ideas, and eventually you'll forget about it. But I'm talking about the ideas that you just, it's killing you inside not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do it. So, like, one of mine, and so that goes back to my word of the year last year being action, and this year being, you know, turning my ideas into reality. And the person I can thank for that is my past roommate, Jeremiah Timothy Cooper. Like, this guy, out of everybody I met in life, he was a doer. I never met a doer like him. Like, that's all he ever did. He just acted on every single thing he said. So he said he was going to do something, and he had a dream to do it. He was already working on it. Like, that's all he's ever done. And I'm just like, man, like, good Lord. Like, but he saw that with me, like, with preaching, but I wasn't doing it to that extent. So I was like, okay, I need to do something else. I was always talking about a YouTube channel, saying I want a YouTube channel. And Jeremiah was like, dude, just do it. Like, then it'll always be right. And it'll always be something that I said, I said I want to write books. And he was like, just do it. Like, it'd be with anything. He was just like, just do it. Like, stop talking about it. And the thing that changed my life was when Kevin Hart said it on an Instagram video I posted. It was sometime last year. And y'all probably seen it. He basically said, like, he's tired of people just talking a good game, saying what they're going to do. See, most people live off of what they're going to do. And they're 65-year-olds still talking about what they're going to do. You know, you've been on Earth for 65 years. You still think you have time to talk about what you're going to do? Like, people are defined and characterized by what they do. So you can't live off of what you're going to do, you know? So, like, that's what I was going to ask you guys. So, you know, what's holding you back from pursuing your dreams? What's holding you back from pursuing these ideas? Because, like, this is you. God is specifically gifted and made you unique enough and placed this idea on you. And then some ideas, too, I need to say this, too. Some ideas, too, like, somebody else has that same idea. Like, you know? So, like, who's going to win? Because whoever gets the idea first, it's not even about who has the idea. Ideas don't pay anything. It's all about action. It's all about doing. You can't live off of, you know, what you say you're going to do, like I was trying to say. So, like, yeah, and I got, that's bad to say. But, I mean, I was just taught that, you know, as a kid. Like, that wasn't just, like, you know, I learned that from my parents. Like, that's bad to say, but my parents, like, they talk. I mean, because they already done everything in life, basically. So they talk a good game now about what they're going to do instead of doing it now. You know, so my roommate totally changed my life by seeing somebody my age doing what he said he's going to do. So, like, yeah, okay. I'm going to let you guys answer the questions, though. I asked a lot. So what is it you need to do in order to make your ideas come to life? Or what is it you need to do in order to give your life real meaning? Let's start off with that one. Because that goes to your ideas. I'm real curious.
Start
Like,
off with which one?
what is it you need to do in order to give your life real meaning? Or you think you already got real meaning?
I was gonna say, I feel like I have real meaning regardless of
Mhm.
what I'm doing.
Okay.
I would say, a lot of times, I think the common denominator of why we don't reach our potential or pursue dreams and ideas and aspirations and whatnot is fear.
Yeah.
And I'd say that would have to be the common denominator of failures, of why you didn't pursue this or didn't do that or do the other, because it's like, the acronym of fear is false evidence appearing real. If you think something is, you may react to that in that way when it's really not.
Right.
So you may think you might get rejected or you might get laughed at and this, that, and the other, and and I'm gonna hit a brick wall anyway, it's no need even going down that path. But if you never do pursue it, like you said, that good idea or that good whatever is just gonna go to waste, and you could have really flourished and made a huge impact,
Right.
not just in your life, but in somebody else's life as well. So, I mean, I'm trying to think of something, I'm trying to think of an answer to your questions, but I just was thinking about, fear is probably the number one thing that holds many of us back.
All right.
I mean, God may put on your heart to go speak to somebody that you know is going through something, or pray with them, but you just like, I don't know. But like you said, anytime, God's not gonna ask you to do anything that's easy. Like you said, if you got an idea, or you got something on your mind, it seems impossible, yeah, because you're gonna need Him.
Mm-hmm.
If it's too easy, then, it's like, whatever, but
Right.
usually when you feel apprehensive and scared or nervous or this, that, and the other, that probably is God talking to you. And He's leading you down a path that is gonna take faith and it's gonna take trust in Him to be successful at whatever it is. And we're just used to being in control.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I don't have control, then I don't wanna do it. Because, that you're good at, you gravitate, you do it. But that you're not good at, you kinda like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Anybody else?
I agree with what he said.
Okay.
That's my phrase for this year, has been
No fear.
I don't have a specific word, but
No fear.
that's been my phrase.
All right. Cool. Yeah, so I'll keep on. I'll let y'all guys get back to the questions too, but like, y'all know that, have you ever heard the saying, don't die with music still inside of you? Y'all never heard that before? Well, don't die with music still in you.
Make that up.
No, like, that's a saying. Like, it's real popular. I can't believe it.
Is it?
Yes, that's powerful though, don't you think? Like, don't die with music still inside you. Like, all of us, like, God has uniquely made you. Like, nobody else is Brian, your middle name Clemens. Nobody else is Tanisha, I know your middle name. Stinson, I'm not gonna say your middle name. So, like, everybody has, like, God made you specifically for a purpose, for a reason. So, like, everybody has, like, music inside of them. Like, something uniquely just you. It just makes you you. And, like, and then so many sayings, like, I've been keep on bringing it up, but pouring out the bucket. Like, have you poured out every single thing that entails you in this life? Have you given everybody you? And I'm not even talking about everybody you. I'm saying, like, have you let your light so shine? Like, going back to the salt and light of the world. And I think it's verse 16. It says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. It says so shine. It doesn't just say shine. It didn't just say let your light shine. No, let your light so shine. So, like, letting your light so shine is you're making sure you're pouring out everything you got every single day in everything that you do. Like, you're giving out. You're really, it's like what Paul told Timothy, stir up the gift that's inside you. Stir up the gift that God's placed in you. Don't let anybody burn out your light. Keep that fire going. So, like, for you guys, like, have you been doing everything possible it takes every single day to really not even give your life meaning, but to glorify God? Because that's glorifying God. Like, you know, if you just have a word stuff and just you lollygaggle through life, I'm not sure what the word is I'm trying to say is, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. But you know, like you can't be partial and expect great and grand results. You know, if you don't put in the work, don't expect anything back in return. You know, if you don't take the risk. You know, high risk, high reward. Low risk, no reward, basically. So, you know, so like for you guys, like, don't die with the music still in you. Like, can you honestly say if you died today? And I go back to the first question I asked. If you had 6 months to live, what would you do differently with your life? So, like, with you guys, like, would you have any regrets? Like, are you? And that was my lesson last week. Yeah, that's what it was. Regret. I said we talked about good and bad regrets. So, but like for you guys, yeah. So like that goes back to that. Like, do you have a good regret? Like, can you really say that you done everything possible with your life to? I don't want to say give your life meaning, but like to really change the world. Like, because I think that's what ideas do. Like, if you really did what God called you to do, and you really poured out everything, you empty out every single thing you possibly had. And going back to that parable, man, with the 5 talents, you know, it said that the master gave one man 5 talents, one servant 5 talents, another servant 3, and then another one 1. The person with the 5 talents, he invested in his talents and did everything possible with those talents. So the master gave him 5 more talents, so he got 10 talents. So he poured out, utilized every single gift and ability, idea, everything that he had, and the master gave him more. And then also with the person who got 3 talents, well, I think it was 2, but either way it goes. He utilized all his, so he got 2 more and 3 more. And then the person with the 1, he hid his. He didn't show it. He didn't invest in it. And then the master told him, depart from me, for I do not know you. You know? And so that goes back to so many scripture verses, but like, I mean, I talk about this all the time, but every once in a while I get to bring it up. But like, I love Spider-Man. The first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, man, that was ridiculous. Like when he first became Spider-Man. And Uncle Ben told him, with great power comes great responsibility. Remember that, Pete. And they kept on reiterating that the whole movie. That's what Spider-Man's known for, right? And so that goes back to like so many scripture verses. Like, like Luke 12, verse 48. It says, but the one who does not know and does things deserving punishment will be beaten with few blows. From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded, and from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. See, God's not going to punish you for something you don't know. Like some people think like, well, I'm not even going to get into that. That's beside the point. God is gifted to every single person with ideas in their head. And when you don't utilize those ideas, you don't act on it, you're not just affecting the whole world and yourself. Like, you're really not being Jesus' disciple. You're not doing what God called you to do. And so with great power, you know how much power you got? Like, goodness gracious, everybody's so talented in here. And when you don't act on your ideas, man, just imagine a life where you don't act at all on any idea. I think I had that in my notes. Oh, man, I think I had it. Yeah, I was going to ask, how many people do you think died not ever doing anything with their ideas? Like going back to that quote, it's a whole graveyard of people who never acted on anything. Like, do you really want your life to be like that? So, like, life consists of what you do. And that's why it says in the Bible, in like James chapter 4, verse 10, it says, be a doer of the word and not a hearer only. So, like, what are you guys, so that's why I want to do the lesson, So, yeah, that's why I want to do the lesson. Like, and I'm going to say a few more scripture verses. So, Jesus said this one in Mark 4, verse 25. He says, pay attention to what you hear. So, given those same parables I told you about, this is what he said. With the same measure you use, it will be measured to you, and even more will be added to you. Whoever has will be given more, and whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken away from them. That goes back to what I said about ideas. If you don't act on your ideas, you may forget it. And then you got another idea you got to do. You're going to forget that one? You're going to not do anything with that one and forget that one too? So like, and then another scripture verse, that was Mark 4:25. Matthew 13:12, it says, whoever has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. So like, do something with your ideas. And when you do act on your ideas, whoever has will be given more. man, Walt Disney, he's dead and he's still known. Like, like the people who are known, and it's not even about being famous. Forget that. It's about leaving a mark. Like, that's all I want for everybody in here, and for me especially. Like, I don't want to, that sounded bad, but but like, I just want to leave a mark in this world, because this is what this world needs. Like, so yeah, I'll let you guys talk now though. So, but yeah, like, let's go to some of the questions. Like, do ideas matter? So y'all said yes. Okay, I should let y'all start it off like that. So, could y'all think of any ideas y'all had during the lesson? Okay, what was yours?
I mean, I've told you about mine before, but it's the nonprofit that I want to start.
Okay.
So it's the idea of have and will do when I'm in the space to be able to put it through fruition.
All right, I was going to ask you guys too, like, how are you putting your ideas into reality? Like, yeah. But that was just a question. Y'all don't have to answer that. But I really want to know this one too. This is a really good one. How has God created you to make a world a better place? And is it the same for all of us? Like,
One heart at a time.
Wait, say that
Borrowing
again.
a motto.
how has God created you to make a world a better place? Because your ideas would essentially do that. I can't think of an idea that would like be detrimental to everybody. But,
I feel like I never realized this until you mentioned it. A lot of my quote-unquote ideas have more been about bettering myself as a person, or like diving into the Bible, or reaching out to people more, but I kind of just like follow whatever, like look for a volunteer place, like help with Habitat. I kind of just follow. So it's interesting now that I kind of realize I don't come up with like action-like ideas. I've kind of been following a lot more. That doesn't answer your question. That's just kind of a revelation I had.
yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to invent the wheel, you can just perfect the one that's already there,
Right.
or help the works of the one that's already in motion, support.
Because with my biggest idea, I can't do anything with it until I act on the ideas I got now. Like the ideas I can actually do stuff with. Because my main idea that I have, I'm just going to say it. I don't care if it's online. But like, I don't know if some of you guys know. Like, I'm trying to, with my ministry, I want to do animation with my ministry. So I want to be able to create I want to be able to create a Disney Channel, but it's specifically about the Bible. So like, it's kind of like Toy Story and The Incredibles and everything like that, but I want to do storybook animation. So you know how you open a storybook when you're a kid and houses pop up and everything? That's where animation is going to. It's trying to make it realistic. So I want to make a storybook to where, it's a setting, but you open a book and animations start appearing like that. So like, yeah, so I mean, but I want to be able to play animated shorts before I preach. So if I'm preaching a parable, I just use the parable of the talents. I want to be able to play that before I do this lesson. Like, and that's why I want to be able, I'm going to be that flexible. And then, like, everybody has a test. Oh my gosh. You know how many testimonies there are in this world? Like, imagine you knew every single testimony to ever exist. You know how much confidence you'll have in God? Like, goodness great. Well, some people, they get discouraged about anything. But, like, it would help. Like, so, like, just, I would have people's testimonies, in animated form, or just any time something great happened to you, I'll put it in animated form. Then all the stories in the Bible. Like, this is so sad. Like, especially in Scotch Chapel, there's people who's 70 years old. They don't know the Bible. Like, they don't know the story of Amos. Like, right off the back, tell me about Amos. Like, or Hezekiah, Nehemiah. I just went to Nehemiah. Who knows about it? And then you got Onesimus and Silas. There's so many people in the Bible that people don't know about. Like, and if you knew the story, oh my gosh. And visuals really help me. So, like, I want to create animated films, animated movies, everything. So I want to take over Hollywood, just making animations, for the Bible. So, and I want to it's something I can't do by myself. I would have to have, that takes a lot of money. Even if I was the richest person on earth, that's not enough money. Like, so, and it would take a lot of power. I would have to know a lot of people to get the films out and market it to where it could get to the movies and stuff like that. So I want to be right there with Pixar and DreamWorks though. That's my main dream. Like I always want to do, it kind of goes back like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, he wanted to He had Apple, you know, he envisioned it, but he couldn't program like that. He didn't have the skill to program like that. I could animate. I don't have the time or the patience. It's very meticulous, and I'm a very meticulous person. That's just too tedious. Like, no, it takes too much work. So, like,
Contract that part out. You come up with the ideas, and you contract that
right.
animation part out to somebody that's very good at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can't, see, you got so many ideas, you can't implement and do them all yourself.
Mhm.
Because it's just too much.
Right.
It's just too much, because so, I mean, you have to look at it like a contractor.
Mhm.
It's like, I'm being paid to build this house, but I'm gonna hire a good plumber to do all the plumbing. I'm
Right.
gonna hire a good electrician to do all the electrician. I'm gonna oversee the pouring of the concrete and the footing and all of this myself, because that's my forte, and that's my expertise, but this part and this part and this part, like you say, it's gonna take money, but I guess that's where faith and trust is gonna come in.
Right, yeah.
You gotta put all the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah.
Because I got friends whose son is in film and production in California, and I forget what sitcom or TV show is popular that he's in, or he wrote, that he's one of the writers. But it's a show that comes on like every week, and I mean that's what he wanted to do.
Right.
He always wanted to act. He always wanted to be in film and production, and he just kind of pursued it. Went out to California, and that's what he's doing.
Mhm.
He's living his dream. He's
Right.
literally living his dream.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, but if I don't do that, man, my life has no meaning at all. Like, I'm telling you, it's no. My life was not worth living. And like, when I'm dead, I want to have a Dr. J channel, like Disney Channel. Y'all play animated shorts of everything, and y'all keep that going.
I feel like it won't have any meaning.
I wouldn't go that.
No, because-
I feel like there have been. I was reading this one testimony about this woman. She was like Olympian level diver. But like one time a dive went wrong, she broke her
man.
neck and like she was a paraplegic. Like that was her passion. That was like all her dreams.
Mhm.
But then like she can't have that as her foundation though. Like she found God fortunately because like she did a lot of reading. Eventually became like a motivational speaker and an author. But I feel like God. That's a problem I have with like Disney movies. Sometimes you will fail. Sometimes your first dreams do not come true, but that doesn't mean like God doesn't like give you. Maybe those were just dreams you had for that part of your life. I feel like God might give you ideas or plans for a certain part of your life, but that might not be what He wants you to do for the rest of your life too, though.
Yeah.
Like I definitely think you might have like, as long as God is your foundation, you might have like a new dream or something else. Because I don't know, Disney's wrong. We're not always gonna like succeed, or we're not all special snowflakes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're losers. It happens. So I definitely think God will like help pull us through for like maybe a new passion that we have because of something that we went through or because we failed that first time.
Yeah. Yeah, the goal, like for me though, like I want to create something that lasts past my lifetime. So like, you know, Disney still, even not even with Walt Disney, I can just play in peace. But there's pastors that passed away that still have a voice. So you got like Jonathan Edwards, who was a philosopher a little bit. Then you got Dietrich Bonhoeffer. But anyways, there's so many pastors whose voice is still online and they're dead. Billy Graham and Adrian Rogers now, like, so that's not enough. Like my goal, like, and this was before I didn't have this dream before I was saved. It'd be different if I had it, you know, before I got saved. I only came in my heart when God saved me and told me what He needed and created me for. And He said, this is what you're going to do. It'd be different if it was my own dream, you know? So, like, this is why I say, my life will have no meaning if I don't do this. Because God told me, like, this is what you're going to do. Like, you know, it'd be different if I said it, you know? So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and my goal's always been, like, when He saved me, I told Him, I said, I'm going to I'm not going to save souls. But he called me to use my superpower in my mouth to save souls. And He'll do the soul saving. So all I got to do is just open my mouth. So I told Him, okay, with the gift that you gave me and you calling me to do all this and your love for me, I'm going to try to bring as many people as possible to you. So I told Him my goal is to bring a bazillion people. I can't do that in one lifetime, you know? Like, I want to be able to I want to bring that many people to Christ and that many people to go to heaven. So like that I have to surpass my lifetime. Greatest way to do that is through film, you know. So yeah, that's why this is my goal, my idea. If I don't do it, I mean, who else gonna do it? Like it's already hard enough, like you know. So yeah, I'm not saying. I mean, somebody could be better at doing it than me. You guys know what I'm trying to say. But. All right, but what do you guys think? I'll let you guys talk. Rich, I want to go back and answer one of the questions.
I definitely think like something that gives you meaning is also looking for things that make you pursuing things that make you passionate. As well.
Right. Yeah.
Like even if you have a job that you didn't go to college for, or that it just brings money to the table, it's like if you can find something like family or hobbies that you have a passion for, and you can kind of let God's Spirit throughout in those. Like I definitely think that's something that gives you meaning as well.
All right. You just had to go there, man. I didn't want to go there, but because you went there. All right. Did y'all see this post I posted on Instagram and social media?
Your purpose, your passion.
All right. Do y'all agree with this?
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Anybody don't agree? John saw it. He didn't agree last week, so we had a podcast on it.
I like
Passion,
that.
other needs.
I like that because you, like, in college, that's what I was saying, like, gives me purpose was, like, serving others.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess it's still now. I don't know, I haven't thought about it. But sometimes we do get caught up in, what you were saying, like, if you had to answer these questions before you got saved, like, you could just be answering these questions for yourself. But, like, if you put others' needs first, like, that definitely gives more satisfaction, or it definitely, I feel like God definitely blesses ideas more if it's, like, less than self-serving.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, so we did a podcast on this because John didn't agree. I can't remember what he said.
Yeah, I was about to ask
Oh.
what he said.
That they don't depend on one another. That
Yeah.
you need both to have your purpose.
Yeah, he basically said like he took other people's needs, so that part, as like you're trying to please people, trying to make people happy. And I was like, that's not what it's talking about. Like,
You can swing the pendulum too far. In
Right.
that direction.
yeah. If he was in here, he could explain it because he still agreed. He still think the same thing. But like, this is why I did the lesson. So with ideas and stuff like that, ideas. If it's your idea, you got a passion for it, and you can't beat passion. Like if you're passionate about something, people try to, and this is what's sad. People are in jobs, in careers, in fields, and they position themselves in life where they're not happy. The majority of people in life aren't happy. And they're not happy because they try to do stuff to please other people and put themselves in positions that other people say they should be in. And so you can never reach your purpose that way, you know? And you're not passionate about what you do because it wasn't your idea to do that in the first place. So this is what I'm talking about when you act on your ideas and you do exactly what you want to do. That's your passion. And when you're passionate about something, you can't beat passion. And passion is going to keep you. Passion is going to keep you going. It's going to give you the motivation you need because you're going to go through obstacles and challenges and adversity anyways. So why would you put yourself in a situation that you hate, that you don't want to do, and when you face adversity and challenges, you're going to quit. You're going to fold because you got no passion to do it. You know. But if you're passionate about what you do, and you're passionate about that idea, and you're pursuing that idea, you believe in it. So no matter what winds come your way and try to blow your house down, you're going to keep on going. Your house is going to keep on standing because that's your purpose. And your purpose, if it's really a God-given dream, a God-given idea, it's going to serve others. It's going to meet other people's needs. So it pleases you to do it. You got the passion to do it. You're the only one that can do it, especially when you get to that level where you've done it so much, you do it more than everybody else. So you're who everybody relies on for that idea. That's your purpose. So like that's what this is talking about. So yeah, so that's why I did the lesson because like you got so many ideas on your head. That's really your purpose. You know, that's really what you've been knitted for and created for. So the longer you put it off, the longer you're putting off your purpose. So many people, even with this group, like you don't know what your purpose is. You don't know what to do with your life, and that's and that's how I figured out my purpose. Like that's why I said my life has no meaning if I don't do animation, and animation is not in my ministry, because that's my purpose. I love animation. Every single time I watch any kind of, my favorite animated movies is Wreck-It Ralph, Inside Out now, because Inside Out was awesome. And then of course Toy Story, but The Incredibles, oh my gosh, nothing can touch The Incredibles. I just want I want to make my own Incredibles movie and twist the whole thing, just making Jack evil and he kill off everybody.
Why?
Because it would be it's great writing, like you know.
You were the type of people I was thinking about today, because I was looking at something that's like making, trying to make stories dark for the sake of being dark, and it's like trying to make you think, but then like half the people are dead at the end of the story.
Right.
It's like, why?
But Jack, think about it, man, he got so much power. He got every power you could think of. You don't think that's gonna get to his head?
I mean, it could, but why couldn't he, like, I don't know, whatever.
Well, realistically, it will get to more people's heads. So I can see him being like the first villain on the first Incredibles movie with the red hair swirling. Yeah, being like him. He got influenced by him because remember he adopted him.
Might you got ruined this for me, man.
Huh? I
You
mean,
got ruined this for me.
it just goes with everything that Incredibles doing.
Really incredible.
First person to die would be Frozone, because Frozone literally is always there for everybody. Like, you know, he's the first one and knows everything and sees everything
So
before
he has to
everybody.
die first?
Yeah, because he would be there. He'd be like, Jack, I need you to calm down. Like, I know you hurt this guy. Like, why you hurting him? So he'd be the only one to confront him. Like that.
Wouldn't his parents do that?
No, I think Frozone will figure it out before everybody. And then on top of that, Dash and Violet are they will open up more to Frozone and tell Frozone stuff. Like, there's so many ways you could do it.
Frozen still go to his parents stuff to talk about it because that's his best friend.
Probably, but he's probably trying to keep the trust between the
I
kids.
know this is gonna be off topic, but it's like, I feel like you can have a good lesson and make you think without like killing off everybody. It's like Black Mirror, man.
You have to show
Everyone's
y'all
sad.
hate it.
Everyone is sad at the end, except you. You're like smiling and saying, wasn't that great? It was like everyone was sad.
I don't see how y'all were sad, but whatever. Alright, but that's the lesson, guys. I hope you guys liked it. I know it's different, so.
Let's see if we went over all the questions real fast.
Well, I can ask you guys. So. Oh, I didn't ask y'all this one. This is a really good one. Have you ever had an idea and did not act on it, and someone else had the idea and acted on it and received the credit that you would have got if you would have acted on the idea? You said no?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Like, you have to really think about that one. Like, just missed ideas, missed
Back when I was
opportunities.
in school, I thought, you know, because you wash your wheels and tires and you spray armor all on it, but then you get an armor all on your wheel and you gotta wipe it back out. I said, man, it'd be cool if, and this is what I used to do. I was there with the Pizza Hut, and I had him get me those cardboard pizza things that they put pizza on. And I used to put it up against my wheel and spray my wheel with armor all, and it would get but after a while, you know, the cardboard would get wet and gooey, and then you had to throw it away because it just absorbed the armor all. And then they came out with the wheel shield. And when I first saw it, I was like, man, that's exactly what I've been doing, only this is more advanced, but it's the same concept,
Yeah.
you know. Whole thing is, you get a 17-inch, 18-inch. Back then, we had 15 and 16-inch wheels, but, you know, you could get on it different. And then they came out with one that had different grooves. It's like this circle, and then it step down. So whatever size diameter wheel you had, you could just cut out the groove of the other one, and you could just use your 17. Or if you have an 18-inch wheel, then you would keep that one more groove. So the grooves, the diameter was like 15-inch, 16-inch, 17-inch, 18-inch. And whatever size wheel you had, you just cut off the excess to just fit just your wheel. And so, I mean,
So someone monetized it first.
Yeah, I mean, so.
I mean, the guy who patented upside down ketchup bottles is worth billions of dollars.
Yeah, so you never have to hit the bottom of it. And when I buy I have body wash. I just love body wash. Instead of having the bar soap. And when I buy it, I always get the one that is upside down. You
Yeah.
know, and the writing is right, but you set it down upside down, so it's always gravity's always pulling it down.
Mhm.
So you don't have to be beating it at the end of the lotion. You waste lotion. Pump lotion, garbage.
Right.
Because you can never get all the lotion out of it.
Yeah.
Never can unless you take it off and then you sling it and get it all over the mirror and stuff. But if you buy a lotion bottle that has the flat top that you sit it on, you always get your lotion.
Right.
So, yeah, but I'm sure I've had other ideas, but that one about the wheel shield, that was a definite. Cause I used to have it, I said, man, I need some more pizza things. Pizza disc, I used to call them. And he'd get me some. He said, here, boy. Give me a whole stack of them. I just go through them and spraying them all. And I'd throw it away because I got a whole stack of them. And I thought I was doing something until I saw those different styles. And somebody came up with one, and then, you know, they modify them. But it's the same thing. Shield your wheels. Crap. That's what I
Missed
thought.
out, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you may think an idea is not important and it's just something you thought of, because you always think of stuff. But yeah, I mean, my brother makes custom bow ties out of this world. And he makes them out of string ties. He'll get a string tie that he likes to pattern up, and he'll make a custom bow tie. I mean, out of this world, crazy. He's got the handkerchief, the bow tie, and the thin part he makes the hat band. So he's fashioned all the time. But whenever you see him, he's decked out, and he made all that. I said, Jared, people would pay all kinds of money for these.
Right.
He will not make anybody a bow tie with himself. He's gonna do
Really?
it. He will not do
It's
it.
crazy.
Right.
And I'm like, I look at it like a waste of talent.
Right. That goes back to purpose, man. Like, that really do.
Yeah.
You got a passion for that. You can serve others, but you refuse to serve others, you're missing out on your purpose. Like, that thing is so powerful. You can go back and forth with it.
Yeah.
But he
So-
might not feel like this is perfect, so.
You know what? And
I mean-
sometimes, you know, people, and then a lot of times you ask, what is your talent? What are you good at? Blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to come up with it because it's like, I don't know. But then somebody on the outside, they can tell you, they can run a list down.
Right.
Like, you do this, you do this, you do that. You know, because sometimes, like this, like this podcast and all of this, I mean, I'm not tech savvy, but I mean, y'all are. So, you know, a lot of times we're good at things that we're good at, but we can't really see it because it's kind of like you can't see the tree because of the forest. It's like, this is just what I do. This is part of me. I don't think, I'm a good whistler. I actually am. I'm borderline, but I ain't gonna pat myself on the back. But and when somebody comment about it, I stop. Because I'm like, I'm not doing it to get attention, but now that you're aware, now I'm self-conscious of it. So I don't want to whistle around you. But oh man, I can go down. But I just don't, and my father-in-law, who's passed, he was he sang and he played all these instruments and he was recording music. And he was like very good singing. And he always said, I want to produce a song and you whistle on the song. He said, your whistle is just like a bird and da da da. He says he really appreciated it, you know, but I know it's good. And my daughter, my youngest daughter, she whistles just like me. She does. I guess she is just over time, and I'll be listening, and I'll chime in with her. We'll just whistle together. It's weird. Yeah. So some things that you're really good at, you just don't really see the significance of it because it's just you. It's like, you know, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's why I thought about my brother and his bow ties and all of that. It's just out of this world. It's like you can have your own fashion line of custom bow ties. Like somebody could say, you know, I want that look with my granddad's bow tie, this bow tie, but this string tie. You know, I'm not gonna wear it like this because I think it's ugly. I don't wear string ties, but if I can have this pattern in that setup, I'd be willing to pay anything. You know, but My wife makes great sandwiches, but she make them out of like leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
They taste so good. I said, you ought to have like a gourmet sandwich shop, like on Thursday it'd be meatloaf sandwiches or whatever it would be.
Using leftovers?
Well, not possibly, but you know, she's like, no. Well, I mean, man, it's just out of this world. So I don't know. Maybe some people's gift is seeing the gift in others.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, not that you don't have gifts to implement yourself, but some people have a good insight on pulling talent out of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like life coaches. I mean, people that can really life coach you to be your greatest potential. And they're like you got people that's really good at things, and they're a school teacher, and they teach it. And it's like, you in here teaching this. Why aren't you out there on Wall Street doing it?
Right.
You know, and that's just not their passion. Their passion is not doing it. Their passion is motivating you to excel.
Right.
Kind of like you were saying, you want your legacy to be beyond Sean. You want to win millions of souls to the kingdom. So it's not enough that you're saved and you're doing all this, that, and the other. You want to broaden that beyond you, so that as you're gone, you still live on.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe some people's talent and some people's desire, passion, or whatever is helping others live up to their potential.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anybody else? After you said that, Brian, one of my favorite scripture verses I got memorized, Proverbs 22:29. It says, do you see someone skilled in their work? They'll serve before kings. They won't serve before people of low ranking.
Say that again.
I said, do you see someone skilled in their work? They'll serve before kings. They won't serve before people of low rank. It's Proverbs 22:29. So like with that scripture verse, oh my gosh, it's so powerful. Like I told my dad, like, my dad's so negative, like, I hate to say that.
He gonna see this.
No, he don't never pay attention. Like that's how negative he is.
This is the
like,
one he will see.
like next week,
Listen to me.
I was gonna do the lesson, but I'm in a good mood with him right now. But when I'm in a bad mood again, we'll do a lesson on him, and it's with Hannah and Peninnah. So Hannah's in the Bible. That's Samuel's mom, and Peninnah was her rival. Hannah had a dream to have a kid. Peninnah knew what her dream was. Peninnah had, it said that in the Bible she has sons and daughters, so don't give a number. So she definitely got more than probably 4. Like, you know, so she had a lot of kids. So it says year by year, since the time that Hannah went to the temple, Peninnah would aggravate her, vex her spirit, irritate her. That's what it says, irritate her. So like, how would you possibly irritate somebody who doesn't have a kid and you got kids? I mean, I'm pretty sure Peninnah's kids were like, hey, mommy, why doesn't Hannah have any kids? And then Peninnah be like, Hannah, let's ask Hannah. Hannah, why don't you got any kids? You know, there's different ways to irritate somebody when you have what they want. Like, that's all she did. It says in the Bible that Peninnah was Hannah's rival. My dad has a ministry. He has a church. He's a pastor. So he knows what my goal is. He knows what my dreams are. I'm not going to spoil the lesson, but that's the lesson. So anyways, I used this scripture verse as an example. I said, like, my dad, he's so prideful and cocky and arrogant. So, like, I said, Dad, if you're really skilled in your work, you're really talented, you would serve before kings and officials, not people of low rank. Like that, and he tried to use Jeremiah and Samuel. They all served before kings. Not one of them served before just everybody else. Like, you know, they all went to the king.
So how could he serve before kings and high officials?
Well, I mean, I just told him, like, I use this example. Like, if Jesus preached in today's time period, you think nobody gonna know about him? Like, you know talent. Like, that's obvious. So, like, if you're that talented and that skilled in your work, if you're that, and then on top of that, let's say you're passionate about what you do. If somebody's really passionate about what they do, they're gonna be great at it, and they're gonna beat out people who are more talented than them, because hard work beats talent any day. You know, so like, and that goes back to people in the NBA. Like, some people are great, But it's the people that work hard than the other people that are discovered and known. Like, I'm pretty sure Michael Jordan ain't the best to ever play. I'm pretty sure there's somebody better than Mike.
Sometimes.
No, I'm pretty sure there is. They just didn't have the same work ethic. Like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, they worked every day. Kobe got up at 4 a.m. was at practice, and they didn't have practice till 12. Like, you know, so and he was always practicing. And then Lord help him, he saw somebody else shooting on the other side. He would stay longer just because that person's there, and he wanted to show him how hard you got to work in order to be who he was. So, like, yeah. I mean, I'll let you guys say what y'all gonna say.
I do think God introduces people into your life, though, for like, accountability is not the right word, but just to kind of make sure your ideas are good too.
Mm-hmm.
Something I like about Amazon is like, they're constantly coming out, churning out new ideas, or they're trying to come up with like thought experiments. Because you see a lot of stuff they're doing. They're doing like delivery for fresh food or drones or whatever they have cooking up next. But they test them out in like test cities first. Like they might do a little bit in Austin, Texas or California and stuff like that to see if it works on a bigger scale first. And sometimes they don't work. Sometimes they have to scrap it. And I feel like sometimes you might get too. It's kind of like what Brian was saying before too. Like sometimes people on the outside will recognize your skill. Same time, people on the outside will recognize like if this is a good idea or not.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just kind of like what we were saying before. You kind of have to like test it out or like see if it actually works in the real world.
Yeah.
So I definitely think you can't like be gung ho all by yourself. God doesn't. No man is an island. God doesn't put you by yourself.
Right.
So, or same thing with the contract work. Like, definitely for your ideas, you're gonna have to like bring people into the mix as well. People are passionate about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like God gives all of them different gifts, different tools. So that's just an ability for people to have that perception. How can we make this work, and what work needs to be done by each person.
Right.
And everybody is, like you said, uniquely crafted. Everybody is a different, unique tool in God's toolbox. One person is a special flathead screwdriver. Somebody else is a special Phillips head screwdriver. Somebody is a hacksaw, and somebody else is a chisel. But everybody's uniquely crafted to reach a particular people group. You know, I ride motorcycles. And if y'all ever have been downtown off Broadway near Exxon and that McDonald's right across from it, you'll see a lot of bikers hang out at any given time. I mean, the curb be lined, just dump. You can't even get in to get gas. All these bikes are around doing nothing, just standing around. But that's my element. That's what I do. So, yeah. So I mean, just not defending your dad, but sometimes people and things are what you call the best kept secret. It's not a secret, but it's like he don't have your talent to podcast and this, because he's commented. He said, man, I've seen Sean's stuff and he has X amount of likes, and I post something on Scott Chapel's Facebook page and it's only got so many likes, you know. But it's not that yours is so much better than his. It's just that you got a different, unique set of tools to get what you have out there. Because I look at your storyline. I look at your story and it'd have like a line like here and a line right here. I don't know nothing about all that. I don't know how.
Oh, you talking hashtag, yeah.
I guess. But yeah, it like you'll be doing something and it'll be going and I'll be watching it, and then when it gets to the end of this, then it's something else pop up, and then you have like a little video and then something else. I was like, that's pretty cool. I mean, how it just, within a span of time, it was this, and each one had its own allotted time frame to get out the idea of what you wanted to say. And sometimes it goes a little fast and I have to tap it and make it go back, but you know how to do that. You know, he don't. I mean, he's got ideas on top of ideas, sermons on top of sermons, Bible studies out the roof.
Yeah.
But as far as podcasting it and all of that, I mean, he's tech savvy to a much more than me, but not on your level. Because, I mean, it's like you're young, and I mean, our kids, Brianna's around your age, my girls are 21, 24, so y'all grew up in technology. I remember when I was at TSU, like around my senior year, or my junior year, they were talking about the internet, and we used to look at stuff on a microfiche, and we used to look up information on all these, y'all don't even know about that.
I use that in my-
Yeah, I mean, it's like, that's how we did our papers. I mean, we went, I don't even remember, but I just remember having this fear of the internet. She was like, okay, so it's like when TSU first got the internet and they was like getting it all the bugs out of it. I didn't know nothing about a website, no www and HTTP port. What is this crap?
Yeah.
And then she was gonna send you emails, but you had to go on this server, and you had to key it. I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't get out of here before this stuff really, I'm trying. And now I can't stay off the internet. Can't stay off it. If I think of it, I can find it. I don't care. You just say it, and I'll here you go. What you want it? Daddy wanted a radiator for his truck of the day. A full core radiator, which is an extra wide radiator. Most radiators are 2-core, they're thinner, they hold less coolant. But he wanted a 4-core radiator, which is wider, but you can't go to the store and buy them anymore. So he was like, because his radiator is leaking. And he's like, I really don't want to get this one fixed, but I guess I'm going to get this fixed. I can't find a 4-core radiator. I went on eBay, and there they are. I mean, who got them? I said, Daddy. I said, here they are. I said, $150, you can have this one. So he was still debating whether or not to get that one. I said, but by the time you take this cracked radiator to the radiator shop and get it fixed, you could have ordered this one and it'd be here in the mail. It'd be the one you wanted. So it's like, it's funny how I remember how fearful I was at TSU with this internet idea. It was something new, and we're creatures of habit. We're just creatures of habit, that we gravitate to what we're used to, and we kind of fear the unknown. It's kind of like your new position. It's not that you're not going to be good at it, it's just, it's new to you. I mean, like you were very good at what you were doing, and you're going to be good at this, but you're just not there yet. So, but, it's just, but I distinctly remember how fearful I was, and I was just like, man, if I could just graduate without having to figure out this internet thing, I'll be okay. But now it's like the internet, well, it's like a double-edged sword, but it's almost like the best thing since sliced bread, but it can't get you hemmed up too. So it's a balance.
Yeah, I won't spoil the lesson next week though, but I've been meaning to do it, so it's gonna be really good. And the first question I was gonna ask you guys is, so y'all can think about it, marinate on it, whatever that word is.
Marinate.
You marinate, yeah. So like, first question I was gonna ask you guys to start out the lesson is, who is your rival? Who is the person on earth that gives you the hardest time, irritates your spirit, just gets on your nerves every day? Who is that person? So that's what the lesson's about. I already told y'all who my panina is. So, so who is your panina? That's the lesson. Yeah, but that's the lesson, guys. Any prayer requests, or y'all just want me to pray you guys out? I want to do. You can turn on. I want to do